So just as I was sitting down to record the episode for today's In Frame, breaking news happened. Yes, some more breaking news. Disney has decided to reinstate Jimmy Kimmel. Very interesting. It's been 6 days since Jimmy Kimmel was pulled off air. And now Disney today, the day after Charlie Kirk's memorial, has made a statement that they are reinstating him. And now let's talk about it real quick. The statement Disney made was, last Wednesday, we made the decision to suspend production on the show to avoid further inflaming a tense situation at an emotional moment for our country. It is a decision we made because we felt some of the comments were ill-timed and thus insensitive. They said in a statement today, Monday, we have spent the last days having thoughtful conversations with Jimmy, and after those conversations, we reached the decision to return the show on Tuesday. Yeah, is that why you did it, Disney? Or did you do it because of all the backlash that you've received in the last 6 days, including losing over $3 billion, as well as stars, musicians, and actors refusing to even show up to their own press tours, as well as do any kind of PR work for you for their upcoming films and projects coming out? I think the latter, but also let's just revisit what Jimmy Kimmel said that was so out of touch, that was so insensitive, because to me, and y'all know I ride for Charlie Kirk, I don't think he said anything bad about Charlie Kirk. What he said, in my opinion, and it's going to be the most controversial thing that I say online, is coming up.
Some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it.
My condolences on the loss of your friend Charlie Kirk. May I ask, sir, personally, how are you holding up over the last day and a half, sir?
I think very good. And by the way, right there, you see all the trucks? They've just started construction of the new ballroom.
This is not how an adult grieves the murder of someone he called a friend. This is how a 4-year-old mourns a goldfish.
That's what he said. It seems like the Republican Party is trying to score political points from Charlie Kirk's death. And after watching the memorial last night and seeing how it was played out and Donald Trump's speech, I agree. Because even with this building a legacy, remembering Charlie Kirk, isn't there somebody missing on this poster or on this flyer or on this whatever you call it? Charlie Kirk? No, you have Erica Kirk, Donald J. Trump, and J.D. Vance. And although Miss Erica Kirk got up and was able to forgive the shooter who allegedly assassinated Charlie Kirk, everyone got up and was like, yes, forgiveness, yes, even though it's only been 6 days, yes, forgiveness. But then Donald Trump got up and made the most hateful comment saying how he wants to get rid of he will not forgive his opponents and da-da-da-da-da. And then the same people were cheering just as loud for that. So it left me feeling a little bit confused. And then he talked about how he's going to go into Chicago and how he's going to do this and this. It seemed like it was all a big MAGA Republican propaganda party, in my opinion, of course. But I really think Tucker Carlson was onto something in his speech.
And it actually reminds me of my favorite story ever. So it's about 2,000 years ago in Jerusalem, and Jesus shows up and he starts talking about the people in power, and he starts doing the worst thing that you can do, which is telling the truth about people, and they hate it, and they just go bonkers. They hate it, and they become obsessed with making him stop. This guy's got to stop talking. We've got to shut this guy up. And I can just sort of picture the scene in a lamplit room with a bunch of guys sitting around eating hummus, thinking about what do we do about this guy telling the truth about us? We must make him stop talking. And there's always one guy with the bright idea, and I can just hear him say, I've got an idea, why don't we just kill him? That'll shut him up.
That'll fix the problem. That will shut him up. Now, I don't know if he was trying to code in there some secret message, but to me, that spoke very loud about shutting Charlie Kirk up because he started speaking against isn't real. And after diving so far deep into the rabbit hole, and that is coming next, I have some questions. I have some questions. But to pull Jimmy Kimmel off the air for the comment that he made about the Republican Party trying to gain political points off of Charlie Kirk's assassination is exactly, to me, what they've done and what they will continue to do. Now, this might have been a move from Disney that completely backfired. They thought, we'll pull him off the air. Maybe they thought this was going to happen, not to the extreme that it did. And then they were like, we'll build a lot of hype around his show and we'll bring it back. And then that will skyrocket the ratings. And then maybe that backfired because of the backlash they got was so great. Or maybe they didn't see a backlash coming over free speech. Or I'm not really sure. Okay, but the comments that he made, I don't think were insensitive to Charlie Kirk as they were to the Republican political party. And I feel like that's exactly what MAGA has done. And I don't want to get into other people's speeches that were just something else. Okay. Wow. But yeah. I'm trying not to get too into it without getting into the video I have coming up about the deep dive into this assassination and the conspiracy theories, which I think the only theory is the theory that the FBI is trying to tell us. That's the only conspiracy about it, really. But yeah, they're doing exactly what Jimmy Kimmel said. They have used this to skyrocket and gain political points. And you can't even, I mean, it is so obvious. When I was watching last night, the cameras and all of the show and everything, I thought to myself, well, dang, did the creators of The Handmaid's Tale and The Boys get together and create this new season? And what are we calling it? Because a spectacle it was. But Jimmy Kimmel will be back on the air. I guess they've worked it out and Disney is suffering and they want all of your money back. It's up to you now what you choose to do. I think it's important to know that we do hold the power, and the more they try to divide us is only so that we will continue to fight each other and not fight the people at the top. You cannot convince me otherwise that us being divided is better for them. They will continue to breed hate, exactly what Donald Trump said in his speech yesterday about his own opponents at a memorial, talking about hating his other opponents. Okay? And don't even get me started on Isn't Real, because it's coming. The video is coming. But we hold the power in where we put our money. And this is such a good reminder that we need to keep in the back of our minds of where our money goes, is in whose pockets and what's happening to it, because we do hold the power and Disney has just proved it.